Hi, I'm Sean from League Estates, and today we're going to be going over our copier, the Ricoh C5200S. So this is what we use for our production. Yeah, so this is our C5200, and we actually print all our brochures and that kind of thing with this. But invariably, even though we save lots of costs and we can custom make anything we want, you run into issues. So if you've seen the red light of doom here, and it comes up and it says, uh-oh, unit replacement necessary. That sounds bad, right? So it's the PCU cleaning unit, and I'll show you what that is. So I actually have a spare, because I have done this once before. So this is routine maintenance. So this is actually routine maintenance. Maybe every 100,000 copies or so, maybe a little bit more, you should replace this. So it's just this kind of wax bar that needs to be replaced. So over time, as it's cleaning, it just wears down. And when it gets down to the metal here, you get that warning and it needs to be replaced. Now every color has this. So the black, the cyan, the magenta, the yellow, they all have one each. And I've already replaced the red. So the magenta, so I'm going to replace the cyan today, and then I'll probably order another one of these because I haven't done the yellow one yet, so that would obviously fail next. So these are about 25, 26 bucks, so not too bad. It's a do-it-yourself thing. It's a bit messy and it takes a few hours to do this, but let's go through it, and hopefully I can help somebody out there. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is open the front panel. And we can actually shut down the printer. We don't need to have it on. So reach around the side here, push the button. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove all the inks. So we want to have a place to set those that we're not going to make a mess. So we'll set that up next. Okay, so now I'm going to pull out each one of these colors. Put them gently on the cloth there. They're still heavy because I just put new ones in. Okay. All right. The next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to remove this. So, and you can see the purple arrows here that point to the bolts. There's another one over here. And I'm going to use a 1/4 inch socket on a drill like this, just to make it easier. You can do this by hand, but I would definitely recommend using sockets. Sometimes they're pretty tight and you don't want to strip them out with a screwdriver. It'll take a Phillips screwdriver, but it's a lot easier just to do that. A lot less work too. Okay, remove that. Put it over here. All right, now we're going to remove the big part. I can't hold the camera and move that at the same time. So I'm going to put you on the tripod. Okay, so now let's pull this out. Oh, I'm going to pull that out first. Yeah. I need to pull the bottom drawer out first. Okay, now actually, okay, now all I got to do is lift up on it. Let me shut this down. Lift up and pull off. There we go. Okay, pretty hefty. I'm just going to put it over here in this trash can I've got. Okay, see, I just set it on the trash can there. All right. So now you have this. Okay, and what we're going to replace is the cyan. So this guy here. So we're going to need to pull that out. But first we got to get this steel plate out of the way. Okay. So first we're going to do is take all these screws out with the purple arrows. Okay. Quite a few of them. And then we're going to use this pry tool to actually pry this off. So these are actually bearings here, and they're pressed in. So you can't just pull it with your hand. You got to use the pry tool to get them off. So, and I'll show you how to do that later. This tool is for cleaning each head if you have dirt showing up. For some reason it's not copying or there's some dirt in there. You can clean that, but we're not going to mess with that today. So, all right. So next step is get this plate off, and we're going to unscrew all of these bolts now. Get my drill again. All right, so now we've got all the screws removed. Let's put this back in a little bit so I can get close. Let's undo that, get that out of the way. Okay, and then we're going to pull this pry bar out. And then there's actually screws underneath each bearing here. So we want to put that like that and pry under each one. Just pry a little bit. And you can also pry. So you can pry on the top like this. So. Okay, and then go back and pry here again. That one came loose. That was loose. And that was loose. Okay, so now the panel should be loose. Let's pull this guy out of the way. Whoops. And grab your little handles here. Yes. I missed that one under there. Yeah, don't ever force anything. So, that's how when you miss one. Yeah, that was nice and hidden. Alright, try again. I should be able to pull it right off. Yeah, okay. So now I've got the steel plate off. I'll just set that on my cover over here. All right, so here is the guy we've got to pull. Cyan color. So now there's another bolt here, and another one here, and another one there. So we've got to remove those. So the next, push this down, and you can pull this out. I need to put down this. Where to grab it? Yeah. Okay, so I push this guy down and pull. Okay. Now we want to place to put this. It's going to make a mess, so we're going to take it outside and work out there, not on the nice furniture. Okay, so I took this out and put it on the table, but we want to close this up, while we're not using it. No reason to have lots of dust and stuff collect in there while we're away. So we'll just leave it like it is, and let's head outside. Okay, here we are outside now. Got a nice cardboard, use the paper box to protect the table and everything. So first thing I'm going to do is I unscrewed the 3 bolts off the end here, inside it has the purple spots here, so we can pull that off. Pull off there, like that. this pin goes in that hole. There's another screw at this end. Oh. That pin comes out. Now I need to remove this this little wire here. That should just pull out. Like that. See that? Okay. Yeah, I guess we need to take this metal bracket off here. It just sits in there. It doesn't actually screw on or anything. Set that to the side. Now I should be able to get this out. There we go. And if you look, there's your white bracket here underneath, and it's worn down. So let's move this away. Okay. Phew. Lots of blue dust. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so unscrew this screw here, and that, remove this metal plate, and there's the bar. And you can see why it failed, because this end is see that here. So this end is worn away, totally gone. All right, so now we want to pull this one out. Just pull these little pins. So pop right out. And there we go. Now we're going to replace the new one. Looks like we need these parts. They'll just come off with that. Try to drop it like I did. Real slick. So now we're gonna put this back together. See, it has a little clip there for the spring. So you want to make sure that faces inward. Alright, so we've got the new one in. So I'll put these back together. Stuff back on. Tighten that screw back in. Okay, so now it's just a matter of putting it all back together. I want to put this blade back on. What we took off earlier. No, I just have this in. Okay, yeah, so this fits right in between this push pin right here. Alright, so now we'll put this guy back in here. Okay, that's all back together. Now we gotta get a vacuum, clean this up a little bit, and I'll be back. Okay, now I've got all back together, and I'm totally blue-handed. Whatever color you happen to be working on, that's what you're gonna be by the end. All right, so let's take it inside and put it back. Okay, we're back in the house, and I just slipped it in there, and I'm a little less blue. So when you wash your hands, wash them in cold water, because if you use hot water, it's gonna set the ink, the toner. Yeah. So use cold water; it'll come off better. There's still some on my nails, but you know, that's okay. All right, so we're gonna push this in. Oh, well, I do have to attach those screws first. This little count right here. So I took those 3 off. So we'll put those 3 back on. There's some thin ones here. But I didn't realize that there's actually 2 different size screws, the thin one and the thick one. So the thin one goes in here. Yep. Okay. Hopefully there's 3 thin ones. Yep. And the 3rd thin one. I'm sure these are actually quarter. They fit in a quarter bit, but they seem to be slightly bigger. Okay, good. Let's push this down. It goes in. And it should click into place. Alright, so now we've got that back in. Next thing to do is put that big steel plate back on here. Check, make sure everything looks okay. Didn't miss any screws. I got the 3 there. Looks the same as the other ones. And we don't have any extra screws, so that's good. All right. Now we got to put the plate back on. So, line it up with the 4 bearings here. I'm going to push this in a bit. I'm going to a little more comfortable with the chair. Okay, put it up over these pins, one here, one there, and secure it as good as you can. I think it's pretty good. Now I'll start putting all the screws back in. Just gotta get my bit back. Alright, I think that's the last one of these. Alright, and then don't forget, we want to put that back to use it for next time, because we're going to have to do the yellow probably in a month or so, based on how long it's been since the last one I did. I would assume they all go about the same time. Okay, remember we're going to turn this back up, where it was before. Okay, everything looks good. We got 2 screws left, which we need 2 screws to put the front piece back on. So that looks good. Alright, now we'll do the front piece. After this, we want to pull these out all the way. I think they are all the way. Okay, and they're going to set in there like that. So maybe you can watch it from the side when I do it. See, click in place right there. Do it over here. Almost got it. There. Got them both. Okay. So now I'll close that. Open this guy and put these screws in. Okay, and we'll pull the toner back in. Okay, seal that up. Let's shut this guy. Okay, here goes nothing. See if it worked. Turn the power back on. Oh, yeah. I forgot one important detail we gotta do at the end. And we actually have to go in and reset the, what do you call it, the timer or the sensor. We have to reset that. So it won't, even though I fixed it, it'll still say it's wrong. So we've got to go clear that because it still says the same error. See? All right, let me go get the code for that, if I can remember how to do that. I think, yeah, let me go grab the code. All right, so we're gonna want to open this little door here on the side. And then I think we gotta push this and there. That and the check status, and we get the pad. There we go, that's it. Okay, so it's reset 806182, and then push C or clear for like a few seconds before this pops up. Okay, so now we're in here. Air cleaning unit K. No, we don't want that one. Cleaning unit magenta, yellow. Wait, I saw C. Here, cleaning unit cyan. New unit set, yes. Exit. Okay, new unit was selected. Turn off the main switch and replace the selected parts. Okay, let's do that. We already replaced them, but yeah. Well, turn it off and turn it back on. Should be clear, I hope. Check status. Okay, so now it's telling me you got to replace the black and the yellow soon too. But the blue is good, so we're gonna have to do that again twice more. So, man, I replaced it. There's actually a fifth one that it does all of them, and I replaced that one first. So I've replaced 3 of them so far. So we're gonna have to do the black and the yellow next. So I guess I've got to order 2 more. So. Okay, and that's how you replace the cleaning unit for a Ricoh C5200S. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass, and it gets quite messy, but nothing you can't do at home if you're technically inclined at all. If the guy comes out to do that, he's going to charge you a lot, but it cost me 26 bucks, and it took me, what, an hour, maybe an hour and a half to do that. Not so bad. Just be careful, you can get that dust everywhere. You have to get down to waste furniture. Yeah, so you have to be real careful with that. But all right, thanks for watching, and I hope that helped. I know there's not many videos on the C5200S. That's why I made this one, because it took, the first time I did this, it took hours and hours just to find that stupid code to reset it, because I actually physically got it done, but the code took me a couple days to figure out. So, all right, thanks, and have a great day. Bye-bye.